Hello, and welcome back. It's been a while, again, since I've done one of these videos. I guess since my Rambot Law video, which got flagged down within a week, and so just survives on BitChute now. If you didn't know, my EarJuice channel received a few targeted flags, with threats of more flags earlier this year. So with only one strike left, I had to shut down the whole channel for 3 months and just wait it out. Then in the last week, my second channel, Jarbo Binks, was completely yeeted with no flags. So it's been interesting. I have been trying to tone down my content, I guess, lately to comply with YouTube, but with YouTube and other people being gay and all the flagging, I'm just going to be removing a lot of the older edgy stuff at this point, leaving it on BitChute or not even bothering and just trying to move on. I have also moved all the live streams to EarJuice, where we now are, which now has grown back up and is doing quite well. Links in the description. I think doing law videos and parody songs and the other stuff the way I want to do them is a limited thing. Like there's only so long I can go for. I think we are at a point now where flagging and the YouTube rules combined is just the norm. And so my time running this channel is pretty limited. I've gotten so many flags on this channel now, I think it's up to about 11, that the subs really doesn't matter anymore. And the views and reach is just fairly limited. So when it all goes down, I'll probably just move on and try something normie instead. Who knows? But I think my time as EarJuice on YouTube is a limited factor thing. Anyways, that's not why we are here. Let's talk about Cog and Ralph. Well, Cog first, and his ability to cause his own drama. Again, because his name sells. Also, Cog again has decided to be the cause of his own problems by escalating a fight over creative differences with his hip-hop music, produced with his brother Incarus, by being the main source of the information that everybody is talking about, putting out streams and videos and tweets about his beef with family and making the fight all very public. Last year, if you remember, I criticized Cog for being the root cause of his own drama, link in the description for all of that, where basically information was put out via this and other channels about Cog's ex, who ended up being married with kids while in a relationship with Cog as well as another person. Cog at first handled it well on an old FTW stream, but then went on a complete Twitter meltdown, created a botted poll to see whether he was a cuck or not, and I then did a bunch of streams blaming myself and others for all of the drama. Cog states that this was only a 3-week relationship with Drama Queen, however also admitted that he was going to move to the US and help raise her children. Now that's commitment. This escalated into Cog losing a bunch of support with viewers and financial support in the decline. Myself and others argued that this was due to his doubling down and complete spurg out attacking his own fans, including myself. Cog instead decided to fire up one last stream about the issue, the now infamous I'm Sorry stream, where he apologized to his supporters because they were getting doxxed, and this was the reason why they were all leaving. Nuanced, of course. The proof that supporters were doxxed primarily because Cog was a cuck was flimsy, but to nib this in the bud, as Cog would put it, Cog then let everyone into the Discord to call in. This of course ended poorly, as the supporters he had used to shield were now getting attacked, causing the Discord to be locked down by the end of the stream and sanitized. To this day, the Discord is still in a somewhat a lockdown state.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to ban everyone from now on.
Anyone with internet smarts would have been aware that doing such a stream in the manner that he did it would cause this outcome, but maybe I'm just reading this totally wrong, as Cog would likely disagree with me here, and he has said that he has dem internet smarts and can see everything that's going to happen a mile away. Anyway, the playlist for this saga is in the description. This video will be added to it, with some videos removed due to them being on the Jarbo Binks channel. Have a look if you need more context. Within the last few weeks, there's been a repeat in history, though, as it were. Between last year and now, Cog has been streaming while also working a job and growing his audience back up along with the devoted fanbase. Earlier this year, he was doxxed, and so he decided to start facecamming streams. Otherwise, it's all been fairly quiet, with his streams focusing less on drama.
I tried to stay away from drama on my show.
Yes, that's right, Cog. There was one small hiccup a few weeks back, as it were. Hey. Oh, he's got the bag on his lap. Oh, it's on him! Wow! Oh, he's got it on him! It's on his shirt!
Over himself.
It's on his shirt!
All over himself.
Oh, no. Now I'm doing
It's
it.
got you now. now you're doing it.
But apart from this, it was all pretty normal. Cog then started bringing out music, making it with his brother Incarus, with songs such as Daydream Life.
I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life. I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life. I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life. I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life. I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life. I'm living in a daydream life. Daydream life, daydream life.
So very memorable. However, this all fell apart over disagreements. We will let Cog explain from when he came on my music stream, SkullJuice, to discuss.
So real quick, did he did he start this all off, or did you start this all? Like how did this fucking shit show even start?
So again, right? So since we started doing this music with each other, I've constantly said to him, like when we did the first video, Lost, even me just putting the titles as lyrics by Cognitive Thought, performed by Cog and Icarus, that was like, you can't tell everyone you're writing my lyrics. He's got a real inadequacy issue with himself, that when he can't write and stuff. But that's why he'll constantly say he can rap, he can write, he can recite lyrics, just like if he was listening to Biggie Smalls. The issue with him is that, and this is the frustration, when I first went to him, I was like, look, I kind of want to just streamline the process of how we're doing music, which is, he's making beats, okay? I write lyrics. But instead of having to constantly get him to come round to mine to record it on my mic and this, that, and the other, to which obviously I do all the vocal mixing and stuff like that, and then I do a video through After Effects and stuff, and I like to take my time with it and stuff. He's one of those that's like, as a True Beauty is an example, the recording you're listening to is him going, why is that track not done? 2 weeks ago, I was like, you need to come around and re-record this. It sounds shit. And his whole thing is, no, do all the mixing and stuff, send it through to me, and then I'll tell you if it sounds shit. And that's why it's just like, it's just like working with a retard. It's like, that's just, why do you want me to waste my effort doing all of that? Just you can come and listen to how bad you sound if you want to record it again. But he won't. Just like all the threats of kicking my ass, he doesn't actually leave his home to do any of these things he's so passionate about. You've really got to entice him to come down. It's just like, hey, don't worry, I'll get us some food, I'll have some weed with me, don't worry, just calm down, we'll get it all recorded and stuff. So it's usually what you have to do. But yeah.
So, Cog would start having disagreements with his brother about the music. Incarus wanted to also sing on the tracks or rap, as well as make the beats. Cog was writing lyrics for him, but was also cutting and redoing his brother's vocals from the tracks. This led to Incarus to get sick of the whole thing and send out a myriad of DMs, audio recordings, and tweets to Cog and his Jannies and girlfriend, which also included threats of doxing. Cog ended up going to his brother's house for a discussion, which ended with Cog punching Incarus in the face. Cog then decided to create a stream about the whole thing, now taken down due to copyright strikes. We'll get to that. Cog read out some of the DMs, played the audio recordings, and then also posted the audio recordings of his brother as videos for everybody to listen to. In response, Incarus made threats to dox his address and would start making more tweets, DMs, and audio recordings. He would also appear on the kill stream with teen groomer himself, Ethan Ralph, to tell all about his side of things, along with embarrassing stories about Cog, including his bad breath, teeth, and the fact he stole money and weed from him when he was younger. Now, I, like many others, criticize Cog for making this so public by making streams and videos about it, and by being the main source of information. It just seemed like it was a sure way to escalate matters, which it did. It was just like the cuck drama. By reacting the way Cog did, he made everything worse for himself. This is what Cog said in response when he came on Skull Juice.
He's monotone as shit on that. He doesn't have any amp to his voice. The parts where he's supposed to like weed and Pringles, he doesn't have that. And I don't know how many times I've taught this nigga the flow to do this correctly. And it's one of those things where I'm like, look, a streamlined process is if I'm the person just recording my lyrics that I've written, because I obviously know how to do them, and you do the beats. But that's a big no-no, because he needs to be on his beats. I can't bully him off his beats. I need to write lyrics for him so he can be on the track.
I don't know. Like, Cog, I just think, like I said it before, this was just on Twitter. I think by doing the streams and then putting out more content, you're sort of going to just keep escalating.
You're all fucking welcome. That's all I think. You're all welcome. You got your show today. Rouse had his fucking show. Yes, you're all welcome. It's been fucking entertaining, has it not?
Yeah, I guess so. It's been entertaining. I mean,
I know my brother. I know how entertaining his rants are. That's why they're on the internet now. Do you not think I've thought to do this way in the past when I've had arguments with him in the past? I know. I know his rants are fucking gold, because the more that he says and the more you post, the more he contradicts himself. The more he changes story. That's how he is.
Because you see this and how that happened with the cuck stuff, like, because it was definitely that initial internet spurg out. Like, if you just not really said anything and downplayed it after the FTW stream.
Okay, so let's go through it. So you do a stream on me spurging out on Twitter, and that's fine. But my brother spurgs out on Twitter, and I do a stream on it, and that's not okay.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's the same. It's the same thing over and over again. Like, you know, in that situation, you certainly escalated the cuck meme.
Was it last week I threw up on myself as well for people's entertainment on my show? I know, right? I don't give a shit whether you call me a cuck or whatever. It doesn't change my life. You can call me whatever. People can call me cuck in the chat. People can call me vomit, but I don't care. It's not an issue. It's not going to change my life where I'm debt free, got a lovely job, got a lovely missus. It's just not going to change that.
Well, the first part, I mean, the cuck stuff kind of did in the end, because you lost viewers over that. I mean, that's what you said yourself.
I lost. Of course, I lost viewers. Who gives a shit? That's always going to happen. It's one of those things. It's like it doesn't matter. Any drama that happens, you're going to lose somebody. I had a back and forth with Tilde. Lost subscribers. I've lost subscribers way before this shit. I don't care about subs or views. I can't make that any clearer to people. I'm not Ralph. Ralph loves his views, loves his stuff, and he will cry when he's got nothing there. I don't care. It could disappear tomorrow, and I'll just carry on with my life. It's a hobby.
Now, Cog told me multiple times that his strategy is to put everything out there so that it will nib it in the bud. I just think by putting his family beef online with streams and videos, he has actually escalated the matter even more and is just pissing his brother off more and more. Now, this all led to Icarus striking down one of Cog's audio recording videos. Cog then decided he would pop his flagging cherry and strike down all 4 of Icarus's music videos with Cog rapping on, basically shutting down his whole channel. In turn, now Cog's channel has received a bunch more strikes, with both brothers losing their channels. I tried talking to both of them about this and neither would. So from what I can gather, Cog has retracted the copyright strikes while his brother hasn't. With his brother now completely pissed off, he would release another audio recording. In this, he would make accusations and discuss what happened from his perspective.
Hello, everybody out there who is a fan of Cog and hates Cog. I've just decided to make a video about him, because I thought, seeing as he's made 1,000,001 videos about me, it's only fair that I make one back to give him a little bit of a counter on his bullshit. He thinks I'm going to give a single fuck about his removal of my strikes as well, which is, I think, just exactly his behavior. He thinks he can make a problem Then I react to it, and then he's going to now come along and make a solution. Well, no, mister. You can have your channel deleted, and I'll have my videos back, thank you. And when I get my videos back, all you deserve is a thanks, but no thanks, because you shouldn't have took them down in the first place, because none of my videos have got anything to do with you. And I'll be deleting any of the ones with your shitty voice on it, because you're ruining my songs, you prick. You big-headed prick. Now, let me just be honest about this whole situation, how it could have been completely avoided. He didn't need to come to my house. He didn't need to start crap with me. He could have stayed at home and accepted it. See, the whole thing started with him sending me an email or a message, I think it was, where he was explaining that I'm not doing enough work. He thinks that me making the beat and doing a verse is not enough, and I only do 5%, even though he makes one verse on the whole thing. Yet he thinks he does all the work. This is his delusion of grandeur that I have to deal with all the fucking time. I'm tired of it. I'm not dealing with it ever again. That's what I decided after he said this shit to me and thought I would swallow it and bend over and let him fucking rasp me up my ass. No, bitch. You're not. I'm not into that shit. Thank you. Go fuck someone else in the ass. I don't need it. What I'd like is my brother to fuck off. Well, he says I striked him first. He's correct. I striked him first once. And that matters. One strike is nothing. To a big channel anyway, most of the time. It's just buggering nothing. Right? But to a small channel like mine, 4 fucking video strikes of the only 4 videos I have is a bit of a piss take. Don't you think, Mr. I got angry and went mass flagging? This idiot literally told YouTube that he's going to go on a flagging spree if YouTube don't do as he says. This is how much of a moron. He's so stupid he can't even make a counterclaim without being abusive. You have to realize that is abusive. You don't fucking threaten people to do things. That's not how you get your way, but that's how he does get his way. His idea is now, I'm going to take back the flag so I look like a good guy in the eyes of everyone else. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing, poisoning the well as usual, making me look bad while you prop yourself up on top of, look, virtue, I'm taking strikes away, virtue. No, Johnny, no, you're full of shit, but don't expect me to take them away from you. You deserve every single one I gave you. For using my music, using my artwork, and for downright taking the piss out of my channel. You fucking prick. Well, bitch, you didn't get what you wanted, did you? No, and that's why you came around to my house saying, I want a conversation. Maniac. And now I've got a broken finger and I've got to get surgery on it because of your dumb ass. So you can have your little laugh at that if you want. He's a fucking soulless creature who fucking leeches off everybody and makes drama with people, winds people up, gaslights them, and then acts like the victim. I remember when I was with my ex-girlfriend living here, and Johnny thought he could just come over with an underage girl and thought I'd never find out that she was underage and 14 years of age. And he brought this girl. I thought she was 18. He told me she was 18, right? So I'm thinking she's 18. Well, no problem. She's legal. She can hang around my house, right? Come to the end of their relationship, and then I have her on Facebook telling me how much she's 14 and he knew about it, and he's a disgusting fuck up, basically. So yeah, that's really it. That's all I can really say. I know she had red hair. I don't even know her name. I can't remember. It happened so long ago. It was like a good 10 years ago, I'd say. But this guy clearly has no problem with fucking 14-year-olds, mate. None at all. And he was seeing her for a bit. So definitely fucking her. Guy even tried to take her out for a drink with us, and I was like, where's her ID? Do you remember that, Johnny? Remember, David remembers that. You know, your older brother, he came with us. He knows who I'm talking about. Right? So don't sit there trying to pretend I'm making it up, which you're probably going to do. But no. I'm not making it up. You fucking pedo. You're a nonce, mate. Right? And I caught you out. Yeah? I'm the eyewitness to your nonce behavior. And I had to hear this poor girl feeling sad that she's basically been raped by you. You fuck up. Because that's what it is, Johnny. You know, when you fuck an underage girl, it's rape. Because you're fucking a child that doesn't know any better. Do you understand that? And the only thing that really should have happened is you should have been put in prison, you prick. But no, she fucked off, got on with her life, whatever she's doing, I don't even know. But I just thought I'd just let everybody know what kind of a fuck up you're following. And the only reason why I'm making this is just to get it out there that you're a piece of shit and everyone needs to freaking well know it. You disgusting little nonce. And I hope your girlfriend's listening and understands that I am not lying. I'm telling the fucking God's honest truth. And if you were a man, Johnny, Cog, whoever the fuck you call yourself, you faker, you would actually admit it was true.
So, Cog's brother has accused Cog, while in his mid-20s, of dating and having sexual relations with a red-headed 14-year-old. Not good, but let's go over a few things first. Cog has obviously denied these claims. Second, Incris doesn't even know what her name was, and the information is a bit sketchy. Also, why has his brother not called this out previously? Because it should be called out publicly, pretty quickly. I think the main thing we now need is to get Cog's other brother Paul, who has also been on Cog's show, to talk about this matter and see if what Incris is saying is true or not. I'm going to have serious doubts about this whole pedo thing, but at the same time, if Paul doesn't come forward to give his side of the story, I'm going to be very skeptical of Cog. And there might be some truth to this. Otherwise, why would he say that? Everything else Incris has said about Cog stealing money and weed and his teeth and other things have been true. Cog doesn't need to satisfy mine or others need to know, but this is a pretty serious accusation and the reason I'm making this video. Now, that's not all that happened lately to do with streaming pedos. Ethan Ralph has been accused on Kiwi Farms for having a new girlfriend of 18. Now, I watched some streams about this, but still held some doubts until Ralph himself did a podcast type thing with the teenager in question for his Patreons. Now, people think that I actively hate Ralph and want to take him down or something. Until now, not really. He's pinged me off, yes. If people don't know the story about how I fell out with Ralph, it was all back when I was a Patreon and in the mod chat on his Discord when the stream me was in decline and then deleted. Back at Lord Akira was doxed with other supporters' doxers to follow. A few of us had asked Ralph time and time again just to tell us what was going on and what he knew. But instead, he ignored us and began taking away roles and just actively was staying away from the Discord and not responding to any messages when usually he would. This, of course, pinged us off, and then Warski fired up the now infamous pedo busting stream with Ralph as a co-host. So I thought the best way to ask him question was to super chat Warski during the stream while he downloaded and then shared CP with Ralph. No shit. Yuck. They then said that I was just some forum reader and was more interested in drama than pedo busting. Now, this pissed me off a bit since I had actually gone to Ralph after he was booted off YouTube when I discovered that YouTube was full of thousands of softcore child porn videos with a massive adult male audience. This is later what it is channel also discovered, which also caused the AdPublix 3 on YouTube. I argued that Ralph could get more awareness for this issue since he had a much bigger platform than mine, and my video that I made about it hardly made a difference. And that Ralph could also use the info to attack YouTube for kicking him, while actively supporting massive softcore child porn channels. Now, gladly, after the AdPublix 3 stuff, these have now pretty much all been but deleted. Ralph told me, lol, this wouldn't be entertaining, as his response. When I brought this up on the Warski Pedo Bus stream, They then called me a liar. And then straight after the stream was over, Ralph finally made an appearance on his own Discord to ban any financial supporters that were part of criticizing him and were just trying to find out answers to what was going on with all the doxing. I'd left a few minutes before this. A whole bunch of other people, including Dan the Oracle, were banned outright for just asking Ralph, hey dude, what's going on? What the fuck are you doing? And then I began making the Daft Gump music and the other content. Now, this was a while ago, and it's not like I can really be bothered to hold a personal grudge for so long. Really, I just like to make fun of him with the Daft Gump music. But after listening to the following audio, that has all changed. And really, I'm quite disgusted. And also, I'm disgusted at those who even now will actively still support Ralph and be co-hosts on the show. Let's go through it.
I saw her tweet, just bubbly tweet, talking about how she loved the Monday Matt stream.
And how I was baking cookies.
Yeah, how you're baking cookies. And, you know, I clicked. I was like, oh, cute girl, whatever. And, of course, I didn't know you were 18. I thought maybe like 20, 21. That's the same thing happened with Nora, by the way. And that's another thing they tried to lie about and say that I met Nora when she was 17. Untrue. I met her on air when she was 18. Literally, she tells me she's 18 on air because I thought she was like 24, 25 because she had the British accent too. So she already sounds older, at least to me, my slow American mind. But no, she tells me she's 18 on air, and I'm just like, oh, you can hear me on air, because I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work. Like, what the fuck? No, it ended up, you know, we got married, but still, now that you can't find that stream because YouTube deleted it. I might have it on an old computer. I'm gonna look, or she might have it. I don't know. But I'll see if I can find it. But Matt was on there, Matt Conway. So I tagged him on Twitter, and he's just like, no, that's not true. I was on the stream. Actually, I have DMs with him. I started thinking about that. I have DMs with him when it happened that I could just go back to in 2015 and show that actually happened on air. So that's about the only, I guess, bits of evidence of that stream. So thank you, YouTube, for that, by the way. That was kind of a cool story too, how I met my ex-wife on stream and stuff. I mean, it was a lot cooler while we were still married. Now it's kind of like, ugh, maybe it's not as cool, but I mean, kind of. Anyway, I saw her tweet. It was about baking cookies. So I DM'd her. I was like, oh, what kind of cookies are you baking?
No,
Actually, I followed her first. That's right.
I slid into your DM.
So I followed her, and then she had already sent me something. It was something similar to the tweet, like,
thanks for the follow.
yeah. And then I asked what kind of cookies you were baking.
Yeah, she said that under my tweet.
Yeah.
I remember like this whole incident, like step by step.
Yeah, she talked to me a lot through this period, but we weren't together.
No.
But we talked a lot. And then, you know, we talked more, and it developed into something else. We ended up getting together later on down the line. That's what happened. Now, do some people deem it strange to date an 18-year-old? Probably. I don't find it strange. Maybe it's just because I've like always been like a tabloid guy or something, you know what I mean? Like, I've always seen like disparate age relationships, and it's just been a norm, especially for known people. I mean, I'm not on that level, but I don't really see it. It's just like, oh well, whatever. Like, I don't know, I don't see her and be like, oh, she's 18, she, you know, she's something exotic, or not her own human, you know what I mean? Like,
very exotic with how
yeah, I don't know, you're your own person though, right? I mean, you have your own interests. It's not, I don't know, it's just ridiculous how they try to stereotype you like you're not a human almost. Like, okay, yeah, she's young, no doubt, she's 18. You know, is that an obstacle in a relationship? Yeah, I mean, when there's that big of an age gap, I'm 34, right? So that's a 16-year age gap, basically 15, well, about 15 and a half, maybe, something like that. Is that an issue? Yeah. But I mean, it's not insurmountable, and people have had bigger age gaps and had successful marriages, and successful relationships. So I don't know. I don't see it as it's something to like be scared of. It's just something to be conscious of and something to work at. Yeah, but I don't sit there and try to limit myself. And plus 16, I don't think that's too far out. You know, if it was 30, 40, you know, 25 even. I mean, there is a limit maybe. I'm not gonna sit here and say, but I don't think that that's so far outside the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? I don't think that it is. Now she is 18. I did see some other like, well, if she was 30 and you were 46, okay, yeah, I mean, she's young. I mean, there's no doubt about that, but I don't know, it doesn't faze me. I don't know, what do you think when people, I know you've read all this stuff, it's like a topic of discussion, you read it too, like, I mean, you can't not read it almost, but I'll let you respond however you want to respond.
I mean, I personally just think it's nobody's fucking business. Like, I don't see the.
Well, by the way,
I don't.
get in the shot a little bit. I'm trying to hide you or something.
I just don't see why it's anyone's fucking business, because in the long run, if it doesn't involve you, I don't think anyone should have a say in what you do with your life. And like he said, I'm not just some 18-year-old delicate flower that needs to be protected. I've gone through my own shit, and I have my own personality and my own shit that, you know, makes me who I am, and everyone's treating it almost as if I'm just being treated like an object. I think they're treating me more like an object than you ever would, and and so they're trying to play like these morality police, and it's, in all honesty, it's fucking offensive to me, at least, to be treated like that.
Yeah, and look, it's not a surprise. I mean, I've run the kill stream, right? I understand how it goes. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit back and just let lies be told and not respond. I mean, now some people might be like, at this point of the episode, like, wow, okay, we get it. I mean, I know
It's been going on for like almost 2 weeks now.
Yeah, and I've talked about it on air a couple times too. But you know, I haven't really let her talk at length like this, and I didn't want to put, another thing is, I didn't really want that on the kill stream. You know, if people want to know, they can watch this. I figure that's good enough.
I'm not kill stream material.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just, you know, that's a lot of heat on you. Like, even just having you talk off mic or something, that's one thing. But I don't know. I just don't want people to put that burden on you. Like, oh, she was a co-host on the kill stream, or, I mean, because that can be a big burden when you're trying to do other shit. I know that from my other relationship that just ended. The one previous, my marriage. So. Yeah, it can be an issue. I don't really want to put that burden on you. I don't think you saying Bunty's a cuck once or laughing off screen is a big deal. But if you were, you know, part of the panel or something like that,
a little different.
Yeah, plus I just got off something, you know, I don't know. It's too much of a mix too when it gets to that level. Like you coming on to watch a movie with us on Patreon, or to talk about this in this instance. That's one thing. But as far as making you in the, you know, a co-host, panelist and stuff, I just think that would, I don't know, I don't want to mess you up. Does that make sense?
I'm already pretty fucked up though.
Oh, that's another thing. Don't give them any ammo. They're like, oh my god, she's crazy.
Yeah, I'm mentally fucking unstable. I'm a mentally unstable meth opioid addict who has a kid apparently too.
Okay, so we've listened to Ralph and his girlfriend explain it to us, the relationship, and Ralph also talked about his ex-wife. Okay, so first of all, you would have to accept it as truth that both his ex-wife Nora and the new girlfriend were exactly 18, miraculously, when Ralph first started not only talking to them, but dating them. I mean, if Ralph was talking to them when they were, let's say, 17, and then dating them when they were 18, I would consider this grooming, would you? Now then, ask yourself these questions. Is 18 too young for a man in his 30s? Is this something that you find appropriate? Is Ralph's new girlfriend, who has spoken online publicly about being molested and cutting herself and her depression, sound like a well-adjusted young adult in her 20s? Or does that sound like something a teenager would do? 18 still has the word teen in it for good reason. So, are you completely okay with Ralph's relationships, twice now, with 18-year-olds as an acceptable, normal thing for you. I'm sorry, but it's not for me. In Australia, that would be what we call illegal. Yes, the age of consent is 16, but then the partner has to be within 2 years up to the age of 21. Anything outside of this for a teenager is illegal, and what I would say is highly inappropriate. Now, I think these people who have attacked the girl for not being well adjusted and molested as a child are wrong in some ways. I mean that some have inferred that victims of abuse cannot live normal lives with healthy relationships, who can work through their issues privately. However, while teenagers might talk about their angst and put out this type of information online, most adults would not. Ralph is dating a teenager. That is a 156% true statement. Ralph has dated teenagers before. This is also true. Ralph says he hasn't chatted to these teenagers before they were 18, which of course he would say, but still, is this fact acceptable behavior for people, his viewers, his supporters, his Jannies, his co-hosts, and his friends? Because, like many others, I don't think it is. And I have a very serious problem with Ethan Ralph at this point now, along with his supporters and anyone that goes on his show and doesn't point this out. And then those that will attempt to sweep this all under the rug and write it off. Again, I will ask you, dear viewer, do you have a problem with this? Or is this a perfectly acceptable relationship? I will leave you with that question to ponder. Thank you for your time, and until next time, have a good one.